How much money does Kevin Feige from MCU make? The one constant from Iron Man to today isn't Jon Favreau, Robert Downey Jr., or Disney itself, it's Kevin Feige, the producer of the Marvel Universe. Obviously, he's not responsible to creating any of the characters, but if you're looking for one creative voice throughout the MCU, Feige's name stands out. Hey guys, welcome back to another video on Savvy Business. And in today's video, we'll be talking about Kevin Feige and how he became the MCU producer and how much it has earned him so far. So sit back and enjoy the video. Before we start, I would want you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. With that out of the way, let's begin today's video. Kevin Feige is famous for producing some of the highest-grossing films of all time: Thor, Black Panther, Captain Marvel, and Avengers Endgame. He was born in Boston, Massachusetts on June 2, 1973. Feige was raised in Westfield, New Jersey, where his family moved when he was 4 years old. There, he attended the Westfield High School, from which he graduated in early 1991. His maternal grandfather is Robert Short, a television producer from the 1950s that worked on many soap operas such as the World Turns and Guiding Light. After his graduation from high school, he moved to California and applied to the University of Southern California School of Cinematic Arts. He was inspired by his favorite directors, George Lucas, Robert Zemeckis, and Ron Howard. After 5 rejections, his application was finally accepted on the 6th time. He earned his alma mater in the mid-1990s and almost immediately began work as a director. During his early work in the late 1990s, he was the assistant to executive producer Lauren Shuler Donner on the productions Volcano, Free Willy 2 and 3, and You've Got Mail. In 2000, he was hired by Marvel as a producer, and it's there that his career as a producer really took off. On the first X-Men film, Donner made Feige an associate producer due to his knowledge of the Marvel Universe. Impressing Avi Arad, he was hired to work as his second-in-command at Marvel Studios that same year. In the mid-2000s, Feige realized that although Spider-Man and the X-Men had been licensed to Sony and 20th Century Fox, Marvel still owned the rights to the core members of the Avengers, and envisioned creating a shared universe just as creators Stan Lee and Jack Kirby had done with their comic books in the early 1960s. So if it wasn't for Feige, we probably wouldn't be having the classics that we have today. Feige was named president of production for Marvel Studios immediately after in March of 2007. While he still worked as a producer, Feige also oversaw the studio's feature film productions, which have all opened at number 1 at the box office, including Infinity War, which was the 19th MCU film in 10 years. The film set a new opening weekend record, previously held by Star Wars: The Force Awakens. And its success comes just months after Marvel's Black Panther shattered both box office records and cultural preconceptions in the entertainment industry. Feige is now arguably one of the most powerful people in entertainment. But how much is Kevin Feige, the producer of Marvel MCU, actually worth? Well, all the Marvel films under Kevin Feige have done extremely well and have collectively earned a total revenue of over $22 billion. And considering that it took just under $2 billion to produce these films, the films have made an estimated $20 billion in revenue. So how much has Kevin Feige earned from these high-grossing films? Well, you'll be shocked to learn that he actually didn't earn anything as cuts from the film. As the executive producer for Marvel, he gets a pretty darn high salary to greenlight and choose movies, but he himself doesn't get a percentage of the films. However, according to Celeb Net Worth, he probably regularly gets performance bonuses, though in terms of stock and so on. So that's one way he might indirectly get paid through the films as a whole, but not from each one. In 2021, Kevin Feige's total net worth was a staggering $154.4 million, which means he earns $2.15 million a month and nearly $500,000 a week. Not only that, Kevin is married to Caitlin Feige, a cardiothoracic nurse. They have 2 children, a daughter born in 2009 and a son born in 2012. In 2009, the couple bought a $3.1 million home in Los Angeles, which they sold in 2015 for $3.72 million. In September 2014, they purchased a 9,000 square foot mansion in the same neighborhood for $9.425 million. Today, Kevin Feige is one of the biggest names in entertainment as the producer of Marvel MCU. That's all for today. Hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so that you never miss any amazing video from us.